Picked up some controller scratching this time. Good old controller ASMR on the desk. Yes. But there won't be any more controller ASMR because you can never hear it. Anyway. Hey everyone. Hope you had a good evening or day or whenever you watch this, really. Back with some more Horizon. Last time I did a lot of things that got cut short or just couldn't progress through. That's kind of it. Things are a bit different, at least for this stream, and for future ones, potentially. I changed some of the audio settings in OBS. So originally my desktop and game audio was like around -3 dB, and my microphone was just at 0. And even then, when listening back to some of my streams, I noticed that my voice just kind of got drowned out when the game got, more hectic. So now I went ahead and lowered the gain for the game audio again, as well as my mic, just so I don't
Sunfall. The sun knows we need it.
accidentally peak, which
I saw this child yesterday.
good for no one, really.
I could have counted each of her ribs through her skin.
So yeah, we made it to Sunfall, which is where
It just doesn't make sense.
the
One day he had
I guess where Old Meridian is. The people that like the Mad Sun King. Turns out the new Sun King is just a boy, and is pretty much being coddled by his mother. She is probably the one that has the strength. It's that kind of setup, where the parent is just using the kid that has power to do what she wants. And we also met this lady, Vanasha.
I'm flattered you want to chat more, but if we're gonna save Uthid, time is short.
I've got to go.
You really?
And we got to save Uthid because he would be very much appreciated in Meridian. Yeah, what was I gonna do? Ah, yes. The classic. So now we gotta save Uthid. Also, Project Zero Dawn, that thing we've been going after the last couple of sessions. It's basically here. So we're gonna have to fight some dudes. And because I've conveniently discovered everything, so yeah, this is where we went, like last time, and we just kind of got cucked by a wall. So yeah, at some point there's going to be an actual way to climb up this wall. Just like what happened with the shenanigans down here to get up here. Pretty annoying, not gonna lie. It's a very pixelated cloud. And we're gonna be speed running some of these side quests now that we have pretty much every fast travel point, I think. Well, every fast travel point that's in the base game. I have no idea what Frozen Wilds might be, because I think I'll do that too. I was kind of hesitating of just like maybe holding off on it and like start something else, but I mean the DLC is, well, it's been out for like 3 years. Might as well get it done, right? Besides, Forbidden West comes out this year, and I'll play it on my not
Never mind, I
PS5
might need
because I
these.
refuse to play it on PS4. It's a next-gen title.
3 dead trees. Just like Vanasha said. Let's see if Uthid came through here. These tracks lead up that rise. Must be the green climb.
How much Ridgewood do I have? Enough. You win this time, Goose. Oh yeah, it's definitely a green. That's definitely a climb. It's green. Very creative names.
Foot tracks stop here. Time to climb.
Does this game actually want me to make that jump? Nope. Missing something obvious. It's like the only one, though. Maybe I'm just bad. Let's try this again. Okay, yeah, that was just bad. Good to know, good to know. I gotta do it again, but this time the game's gonna shoot me down like that.
All right, made it. Where did you go, Uthid? Food scraps. I'll bet Uthid stopped to see if he was being followed. Food scraps. I'll bet Uthid stopped to see if he was being followed. He must have kept going. I've got to catch up.
You know, part of me kind of wonders why games have just kind of done like the auto climb thing, where your character just grapples onto something, you just basically hold direction until you eventually, you know, reach the top. Because at least for gameplay, it's basically an equivalent to walking. But
A dead machine. Uthid's been hunting.
another thing I thought of, I just kind of thought of that their whole reason why they just kind of do this mainly just for like environment diversity. Because even though the climbing and walking are basically the same thing, if it got rid of climbing in general, then the whole game would just be slopes and hills and not like mountains and buildings
Everything
and shit.
useful has been stripped. Uthid's been gathering components, probably for ammo. Glintox, looking to scavenge.
Back to be the worst again, huh?
down.
Gotta use the power of slow-mo more. Come on, I just want to hit your free sack.
All right, back to
Alright.
Uthid. Where'd he go from here?
I guess not. Oh, why are those so hard to hit? I'll never get that.
Uthid took down a Ravager. Not an easy kill, but worth it for the parts.
Mans has been busy. He didn't even loot it. What's wrong with him?
Dead Watchers. More scrap for Uthid's stockpile.
It's either Uth didn't even loot these things, or these ones in particular were just loaded. Cute little bridge. Cute little bridge number 2.
The next one doesn't miss.
Uthid?
You're young for a bounty hunter. Or am I old for a soldier?
I'm not here for the price on your head, Uthid. I believe you're innocent.
Innocent? Come on then. If this is a trick, it's a good one. You've earned your kill.
This guy's about to beat the shit out of me.
No tricks. Just talk.
All right. Speak.
I want to know what happened at Sunfall. What really happened.
All right. For weeks, each dawn in the tent city came with a new death. Always in their sleep, no struggle. The old, the infirm, sometimes the young. Those who couldn't fight for the cause. I should have realized then it was a culling.
Who would do such a thing?
They thought it was a curse, an evil spirit. But it was only a man. And a silent poison. It took time to catch him, but we did. We brought him before Bahavas for the sun's judgment.
The High Priest Bahavas? He's the one who put the bounty on you.
Yes. He thanked me for my diligence, then had his guards release the villain. You see? It was he who ordered the culling. Then they turned on us. Should have died with my men, so their loyalty meant something. 20 years I gave to the sun. For what? Malice and murder? As for honor, sacrifice, true sacrifice, the kind priests and rulers know nothing of? It's all a fat joke.
He is definitely a decorated man. He's got all those badges to prove it.
If it's honor you seek, the Sun Karjas seem trustworthy. A little stuck up, maybe, but trustworthy.
Those Karja once raided your Nora lands. Raided every land we could reach. It was the Sun's will. I did what I was told. Others did worse. But as their captain, I had...
Uthid, I don't care what you did. I can't absolve you. But the Karja are changing their ways. You could too.
Perhaps. Avad doesn't understand what the Sun demands of its soldiers.
Perhaps he understands it too well.
Now you sound like the blameless Murad.
I remember that guy. I still wonder why he's called Blameless Murad.
I can believe you're a good man. But why go with the Shadow Karja in the first place? Why serve them?
Because of Itaman, of course. He was the one true Sun King.
Itaman's just a child.
Yes, an untainted vessel. I believed he was pure. But they used him. Used our faith. I can see that now. No shadows under a noonday sun. Bahavas didn't need to disgrace my name. I did it myself, serving a rotten throne.
I met someone who wants to get you out of this. A woman named Vanasha. But first, we need to get you out of here.
What are you? You look like a hunter. You give orders like a soldier who's been out... Mercenaries. Think they'll all line up to tell me I'm innocent?
Should have stayed on the plains, Kaja! The mountains belong to us! Keekook's killers! When we're done with you, you won't even leave an echo!
You didn't make it hard to be followed. Almost as if you wanted to go out in a showdown.
Not much gets by you.
Spotted some trouble!
Okay. If you're gonna be that way, I'll turn on my anti-bullshit gear. I'm tired. What the hell? Oh yeah. Ooh, he's got some fire arrows. More explosive. One of the two.
Fall beneath us.
It's up to you now, man. Rally! We can still finish them!
This guy's just juking me. This guy's a legend. These ones want to push.
Move in! We'll send the rest as soon as they arrive!
Whoa. Ah, shit. How did he get
For the
past?
faithful! Victory!
Ready.
What am I doing?
This one will take you down!
Or be asking what the hell Utha is doing. Ow. Whoa.
It's gonna rain death.
Oh, I'm so bad at this. Just stop moving.
You pups will break against this.
Keep up the attack! We still got another squad on the way!
Use the wrong bombs.
Positions.
Die!
Got you now.
My reputation will take a few more misses. That won't be the last. Follow me.
I've stashed supplies up above.
Jeez, man.
First comes cold, then the snowfall.
Up and over. Grab what you can while we still have time.
Ayla, why are you climbing everything? I thought Uth was gonna betray me for a second. Guess it's more so paranoia of like anything, I guess. I just have trust issues.
A robust defense is the most satisfying to break. All right, Marvels. We brought the priest out here, so let's put on a show for him.
I know that, Hood. We've unfinished business, Bahavas and I. This will be difficult. I think you rallied to a lost cause.
I don't intend to die today, Uthid.
I did. But you're starting to change my mind.
I can kill you from right here.
For justice! If any remains.
Look out! To your left!
There's so many.
Rally, we're finished!
Oh shit.
They're gonna wipe us out!
No. Why do I keep just barely missing everything?
I've been a soldier a while longer than these dregs.
That's the last of the Marvels.
Bahavas thought he had enough fodder to keep him safe. Now there's hope for justice. Will you come with me?
Hold on, let me just loot the people that decided to get too close. Don't drop me.
This won't be easy. Bahavas still has his personal guard.
Probably doesn't have any more supplies stashed up.
Across there and we'll have him.
I'm gonna never use the gun, and I probably should have.
I had to come here myself to end your suffering, Uthid, and mine. The Outlanders led us here, and now that they are dead, their price is most affordable. But enough with needles. It's time for blades. Remove them from the sun's sight!
Ooh, that guy's got a gun. That's a problem.
Break down their defenses. Kill a traitor!
Righteous fight!
Kill a Nora!
For what it's worth.
Oh, I fell.
Have a care. The sun sets
Oh,
on your
shit.
pathetic life, Uthid.
Sun's judgment upon you!
Yeah, this one will probably
Kill a traitor! Kill a Nora! The sun blazes at our backs.
Ah! All the work!
Oh boy.
The sun sets on your pathetic life, Uthid.
Canker.
Make it hurt as the shadow falls upon them.
There we go. That's the shit I wanted. Ow.
Make it hurt as the shadow falls upon them.
Guildmates. Like that.
Up to his perch.
Okay. I just had to, well, not be dumb and realize that the blasting is way too good against humans. Like, way
Yeah, this is useful.
absurdly good. But still, one melee from that guy did like over 200 health. That's kind of bullshit, not gonna lie. I have a feeling this guy's gonna have more.
Whatever deal you worked out with
Or
him,
not.
I'll double it. More than double it.
No. I'm tired of this, Bahavas. The lies and the violence and your cheap scented oils. I don't suppose you'd kill yourself.
I had to. I had to. Prune the weak, or all the Karja in Shadow are doomed.
This solves nothing. But may the sun find some worth among your drying bones.
That was quite a fireworks show.
You took your time.
I was busy. What do you think happened to Yan Shund, the other mercenary band? And I had to organize passage to Meridian for a wanted man. Give us a moment, Uthid. Girl talk. You've had quite a day. I never imagined Bahavas would blunder into his own trap. His death opens up wonderful possibilities. Remember Edaman and Nasadi, the Child King and his mother guarded like hostages at Sunfall? With Bahavas gone, no one will be watching them. I want to get them out. And I could use your help.
Kidnapping the Sun King of the Shadow Karja is no small task.
It's not kidnapping. They want to go to Meridian, to safety.
How do you know that?
I've been posing as Nasadi's handmaiden. She's scared. For herself, of course, but mostly for Itamen.
Why do you care what happens to them?
Itamen is the Shadow Carja's figurehead. If he defects, it will remove their last trace of legitimacy. Beyond that, he's just a boy who clings to his mommy. He made a little grazer for me out of matchsticks once. It wasn't very good, but still, nobody ever made anything for me before.
Okay.
What's going to happen to Uthid now?
Don't worry. You gave him a second life, and I'll put it to good use. He'll be welcomed in Meridian as a military advisor. Hopefully he can help Avad finish the Shadow Carja with as little bloodshed as possible.
What's going to happen at Sunfall now that Bahavas is dead?
Oh, it will be glorious. The priests will panic. There'll be infighting, skullduggery, and backstabbing as they wrangle for power. Best of all, they'll be distracted. Bahavas, your life brought misery, but your death is a flower that blooms in abundance.
She's really into disorder and, you know, entire cities like going to shit. That's kind of cool.
What do you need to get Nasadi and Itamen out of Sunfall?
With Bahavas dead, Sunfall is the easy part. I'll handle that. The big fuss will be crossing the border to the Sundom. Find my friend, Three-Toe Huadiv, near the branded shore. I hired his crew to sweep the path, so all you have to do is wait for me.
If this Huadiv has already cleared the area, why do you need me?
Contingencies, little huntress. Something will go wrong, and I need protection I can count on. You.
I'll try not to disappoint.
The Nora said you would help me. Are we bound for Meridian?
Only if you want to go, my dear.
What choice do I have?
None at all. I was just being polite.
I am in your debt, Hunter.
I think I'll take a moment with Bahavas. Death suits him better than those robes ever did. Remember, look for Three-Toe Huadiv near the branded shore.
Three-Toe Huadiv.
It's heavy. World's
What makes you
going
think Avad will welcome me after I served his enemies?
He's a forgiving man. Just smile a lot. You can't smile, can you? No, that's a grimace.
I can't loot his corpse. It's not this, I just can't reach him. I literally can't.
Nervous about going to Meridian?
I've been a soldier for 20 years. I do not get nervous.
Not even around a pretty lady?
I will not dignify that with a response. The Nora said you would help me.
Well, sounds like
Are
they're
we
done.
bound for Meridian?
Only if you want to go, my dear.
What choice
I'll
do
tuck
I
that
have?
away.
None.
He's not even near a shore. He's just here. Might as well craft some. Craft some more of these. Because I think I'm going to be doing that a lot now. Whoa. Let me just, never mind. I'm gonna see what you had there, but it looks like, Maybe those 2 potions get 2 of your toes back, huh?
You're 3-toe Huadiv, right? Vanasha sent me. What happened?
I got hornswoggled, that's what. Vanasha batted her lashes, wiggled her hips, and promised us treasure. Clear a path for the royals, she said. Sneak past the garrison and skewer a few watches. Hardly a bother. Little did we know there was a damned monstrosity lurking underground. When will I learn not to gawk at skinny girls?
Why do you think Vanasha swindled you?
My crew came to Sunfall because we heard the bounties were fat. She offered us the fattest one of all, enough to retire on. It's my own damned fault for taking the bait. Should have known I'd end up with a rupture in my useful parts.
Too bad there's not a question for what his useful parts are. We all have our own definition of what's useful.
So Vanasha needed safe passage for Nasadi and Idaman, but it didn't work out?
She made it sound so sweet and easy. Find the best path to the lake, make sure it's safe. What could go wrong? Turns out, a lot. Like bloody murder in the grinding jaws of a heinous death beast.
You're talking about that rock breaker or rock wrecker, the giant mole?
Something
Probably.
attacked you from underground.
Oh, you picked that up, did you? I wondered why the Shadow Kaja didn't pay attention to the pass. Well, they don't need to. A rock-eating demon guards it for them. It tunnels in the dirt, breaks through the earth, and blasts rocks from its stinking face. I barely escaped. My comrades weren't so lucky. I might shed a tear if they weren't all cutthroats and cheaters.
Vanasha will be here soon with Nasadi and Idaman. I've got to destroy that thing in the pass before they arrive.
You're not too bright, are you? Well, we didn't last long against it, but I'll tell you what I know. It has armor everywhere, a little less at the rear. And when it goes underground, it will lose track of you if you're quiet. You might even be able to keep it from going under altogether if you hit its big crooked arms hard enough. That's all I can offer, friend. I promise to look solemn at your funeral before I hit the bar.
Huh. I didn't know you could stealth that guy. Huh. Well, that's, pretty damn useful, not gonna lie. There's also a thingy I can scan. Where's the thingy, though? So it's like right there. Ah, there it is. So rock wrecker or breaker, I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go with this. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Oh, shit.
You're an ugly one, aren't you? I know you hide your face on the ground.
I got its leg. I have no idea though. I need to get this dude on the right. Now I can't climb anymore. Good. That idiot. Does that still blow up? No. Rock Breaker. Goes by so many names. So many names I made up myself. Oh, I wasn't kidding about the death part. Yikes.
Can't be too prepared.
I guess it makes sense why there was so many ore piles. Yeah, like that one. From when we first came here. Makes a little bit more sense. Having yourself a nice sit.
By the radiant sun, I can't believe it. I thought that evil rock chewer would grind you up. After that miracle, all we can do is wait. Vanasha will be here soon, along with a boat that'll take the royals across the lake.
Is it really going to be that easy, though? I guess so.
Ah, little huntress. Glad you accepted my invitation to play bodyguard. Where are your men, Huadiv? It looks like something chewed you up and spat you out.
That's pretty much exactly what happened.
The way is clear. Can we go?
I like how you always cut to the chase. In this case, literally. It won't be long before we're followed. Don't be afraid, Your Radiance. we've got excellent protection.
Still don't like what's going on with Vanasha.
Oh dear, here come the Shadow Carter, and they're very angry with me.
I'll hold them off.
Very noble of you, but when I start a fuss, I like to finish it. Not that your assistant isn't welcome. Huadiv, get Itaman and his mother to the shore. Carefully. So it comes to this. I must say, after 2 years under the heel of these zealots, I'm ready to extract a little blood.
Place traps.
Some traps would be nice.
I mean, I guess.
Here they are. Shall we?
You like this trap?
Okay.
She's here!
What if we tried this?
Let's change my gear a little bit. Because the Terra Blaster, well, that it's not gonna do much.
Well, that was entertaining, but I suspect we're not done. More of the bastards. Get ready.
Cultists and machines. Oh boy.
Let's try something new, shall we?
I just need 2.
I'll land the next one. Well now, seems I worked up a bit of a sweat.
There's gotta be more, right? Yeah.
I don't want to jinx it, but we might be in the clear. A bit late, aren't we, gentlemen?
Sorry, ma'am. The boat's waiting.
Damn, I spoke too soon.
This one's mine. Get to the boat.
You know, this time I think I might be out of my league. If anything happens to her, I will be very cross.
We're not going anywhere.
Oh fuck. Oh no, this is gonna be fun actually. Yeah, that's about as good as it's gonna get. You do hate fire though, which is very important. Also, those dislodgers are going to be the worst. Can't see because of the fucking bush. Oh, fuck. And I gotta change my loadout every time I die because that's just how this game works. Those disc launchers are no bueno. Oh, you bastard. Power of a big lad. Alright, he's on fire. Good for me. Oh fuck.
Gotcha!
Yeah, buddy, not now. Ow, whoa. This dude's so fast. What the hell? And that is very quick. We need to go down again. Causing too much fuss. Just gotta make sure not to miss. Yep. Big dick damage. And then I'll miss all the other shots. That's just how it works. Okay, that works too. That's still corrupted Thunderjaw. Well, at least you're at peace. I think. I even finished taking off his guns. His face guns. Whoa, okay. Can't walk through this shrubbery? Okay. Again, Aeolus is climbing over everything.
Saving these for the trail.
Maybe Vanasha didn't care about the three-toe what's his face because he was just like a hired gun. Kind of makes sense.
Not exactly a royal barge, is it? Oh well, defectors can't be choosers. Let's get aboard, shall we?
I see you, Clint Hawk.
You've done a good thing. Maybe even ended a war.
Maybe. But my war just keeps going.
Edaman, my brother, welcome home. You have nothing to fear. You are now under the protection of the Sundom. My protection. As is your mother, she will not be harmed. You have my word, the law of the sun. Aloy, it seems I see your influence everywhere. You've done so much for the Sundom, and it will always be appreciated. You have my thanks. May you walk in the light.
Appalling. I spent 2 years in the Forbidden West setting this up, and the redhead gets all the credit?
I'm still getting paid, right?
You'll be lucky if I let you live. I couldn't have done this without you. When we meet again, I'll give you a proper thanks. I promise.
Genuine craftsmanship. You can't beat it. Check out these wares.
King of Odd sent spies to free Prince Idam before you're on the road.
Is there really nothing more to that quest? Oh. Well then.
You'll regret not stopping when you're in the thick of it. Now they have no clue.
Back at Bright Market.
Had to take over my brother's shift today. Sure as the sun.
Don't pass up these goods. They're necessities.
Thank you for sending Deckerman back to me. I'm training him to run my stall so he can earn his fruit rather than stealing it.
I'm glad it worked out.
It's all right, Deckerman. We've all lived in shadow, one way or another.
I never thought the sun would shine on me again, after all that I did.
Don't forget to stock up before you're on the road. Would you like to buy some?
Yeah, I think Bright Market is probably like one of my more favorite settlements.
I promise.
Take a look at these wares.
It's not a big town, but it has... It just looks nice, and also like the side quests and errands that came from it. They're some of my favorite.
Only the finest goods here. See for yourself.
What are these two doing?
Well, I promise.
Maybe I won't see him again. Good chance.
Fine goods for a fair price.
Yeah, you're just some
Stirring up tensions.
Don't
random
forget
people.
to stock up before you're on the road. These aren't good.
Kind of wish the game had like some more follow-up quests with like previous quests. I really like it when a game does that, because you help this person as the story progresses. Now this person that you helped out a long time ago is like, hey,
Won't cost you a shard, just
I need more help, or I got some new cool stuff that I can help you out with, you know. Just things of that nature. If I'm making any sense. Two. Boo. Yeah, this place is called Bright Market. I remember the name. Anyway, now that the fun thing's out of the way, back to more relevant things. Surprised that was an hour. It didn't feel like an hour. Actually, hold on. See, I just talked about like post-quest stuff. There's definitely post-quest stuff in Meridian now. Or at least some post-dialogue. Excuse me. Oh, whoa, and I forgot to do that. There we go. Forgot to close out of Discord and Steam. Surprised I didn't get any alerts in between then. I mean, it's not like I get like that many alerts through Steam or Discord anyway. But, you know, just in case. There's one Discord server that I'm a part of. I had to mute the notifications for because it just gets like so many. Because everyone just does at all and there's like little to no moderation in it. I haven't left it though just because, well, sometimes you can get some good like funny shit out of there. So I clear my notifications every once in a while. And the last time I checked, I think that server has like 717 notifications since the last time I cleared them all. Oh, it's so dumb. Kind of love it though.
Let's have a chat. No, a colorful discussion. Ah, you're back. Did you bring me something lovely?
I did, my good sir.
Ah, let us haggle over this beautiful bounty.
There you go.
Till we meet again, my noble Nora. Could you spare a moment to speak of the fire things?
These research boxes are just gonna be mods that are gonna be not good. Let's take a look. Oh my god, I'm right.
Hello again. I am always...
Too bad I can't, like, multi-select selling mods. Yeah, some of these too. Yep, there we go.
I look forward to I have a matter of grace and beauty I would like to discuss with you.
Yes, you're welcome for the metal flowers. They're very pretty. Yeah, I keep going this way. It's been a while since I've been here.
Don't mind the work. Better than worrying about my next
I want to see what it's like here now that the kid and his mom are back. Again, terrible with names. Yeah, it's Idamon and I forget the mother's name. Idamon. Idamon? Do you know for sure?
Damn, I've never broken bread with an outlander.
Interesting thoughts, my guy. Interesting thoughts. So yeah, he's not here. I wonder where Errand went. Yeah, you're not here anymore. Yeah, where are these guys?
Don't let your guard down.
Where the hell else were, Rombi? Right? Well, I guess they're doing stuff indoors. I can't see. Okay, I understand. Not really, though.
It's like some horrible dream.
I just gotta tough the storm
We
out.
can't even keep our Sun King safe. How do we expect to win a war?
Yeah, a lot of them have doubt now.
The rabble will grow restless without Itamen here to pacify them. Something must be done, and soon.
Brighter days are coming, Fred.
You guys got a ventilation problem. You got like a dust storm going through walls.
It makes me homesick.
Should probably fix that.
So, Edamon's back in Meridian. At least one of us got to go home.
So I guess while these guys are in disarray, seems like a perfect time to...
This is insane.
Hardly.
They're going to see me.
You underestimate the ease of hiding in plain sight.
Sure about that?
The balustrade. It's a short drop from there.
Climb down. From where, though?
Can we even call it?
I just jump off here?
Great. We're hosting savages now. Meanwhile, I haven't eaten in a day.
Head back to the throne room, Outlander. You're making yourself a nuisance.
Oh. Well, you said the grand balcony. Why wouldn't it be here?
I remember that Edamon's gone.
Okay, I guess we go rock hopping.
The other side of the tower. Look for a vent.
I see you've been here before.
Obviously. Now, it's very important that you hear what I'm about to say. I've shown you the way in, but this humble vent marks a point of no return. Before you descend into the depths here, you should be fully committed, equipped, and focused. No distractions. If you have errands to run, do them first or hold your peace. I won't tolerate whining. Is that clear?
You'll tolerate what I give you, Silence. I didn't ask you along for the ride.
Okay, now you're making me... Now I'm concerned.
Now we don't even have a Sun King.
I doubt this is going to be a complete end, but I'm guessing some side quests might just, you know, die from here. This is my guess. Yeah, I want to save this one. This was like the session where I hit level 50. Because part of me has a feeling that I'm going to be doing something that'll have some pretty big like story consequences, just based kind of on the weird little 3-wheel thing, which still really hasn't done too much at this point. There's just been like a couple dialogue differences, and the only time like my actions actually came up was with that
Now Edamon's been snatched
one
away.
blonde guy that's
How much must we
I'll come back later.
well dead.
That woman said to meet her at a green tent down in the camp. Might be worth a visit.
Oh, Ayla, you are very forgetful. Somehow more forgetful than me. Congratulations. Well, I've done a lot. Silence. And I also doubt this is the end. But it is probably pretty important. Yeah.
I'm heading down.
I've spent a lifetime trying to uncover the secrets of this world. Where the machines came from. How the old ones achieved such marvels only to fall into silence and death. A lifetime of failure. As year by year, decade after decade, I hit walls I could not break, doors I could never breach.
Hello.
Until a Nora huntress marched out of the savage east. And voila, for her, all the deepest secrets of the earth were laid bare. I suspect you will have an easier time with this door than I did years ago.
Hold for identiscan. Genetic profile confirmed. Entry authorized. Malfunction. 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 Malfunction.
Are you kidding me?
You don't hear me laughing.
Shut up. There's gotta be another way. Hey! Elizabeth Sobeck here! Requesting access!
Access request acknowledged. Root command functions available. Do you wish to proceed?
I do! Get me through this door!
Analyzing. Primary access inoperable due to mechanical failure. Emergency venting procedure likely to circumvent blockage. Do you wish to proceed?
Yes.
Emergency venting authorized.
I underestimated you. I think by now
Guess you can't have everything.
that will draw attention. We won't have this place to ourselves for long now.
We? Last I checked, I was the one risking my life down here.
Yes, fine. Now will you please get moving? There's so much to learn in less time than I'd hoped.
Well, don't worry, Silence. I'll probably still dawdle.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn. We found it.
Are you really so surprised?
Facility diagnostics detect multiple failures. Attempting repair.
So, what was this room?
An entrance hall, perhaps. Have a look around.
More reading to do. Let's do some educational reading, shall we? To admin farm redemption staff. We need support. That's a... I guess this one was first. Reception staff continues to require additional support managing ZD candidates when they arrive at the facility. Many are frightened or confused. Some are highly agitated. These are not the sort of persons who are accustomed to having information withheld from them. At minimum, we need human translators. The Langbots are not sufficient. And mild sedatives for the extreme cases. Any and all support would be welcome. Perhaps you could start by responding to one of these mails? What are you doing, admin? Also, translator robots, it's not too far off. I think there was one in either Korea or Japan, where they have a little robot there that can translate, or at least a robot buddy that's not like Boston Dynamics, which is, well, basically a more competent human physically. Excuse me. Another incident. From lounge staff to admin. This morning's unfortunate incident with Dr. Popovich is another example of reception's need for additional support. We appreciate that Zero Dawn is an immensely complicated project, but as a staff who serve on the front line, we're tired of being neglected, as we have already requested. We need human translators fluent in Polish, for example, security staff who can subdue enraged embryologists, for example, and dermal sedatives to calm persons who are screaming in Polish while hurling chairs and vases at reception staff, for example. Yes, most of the candidates are reasonably calm and well behaved, but we need to help handle the exceptions to that rule. Please respond. The Polish are insane.
Please take a seat and wait for your name to be called. A selection of beverages and snacks are available.
A smaller room.
So yeah, this is where they came in. They'd be like, right this way, sir, and where you into the lounge room. So this is all like human subject stuff. Soundproofing? Restock or else? It's a bit ominous. Someone complaining they're not getting their Fiji water. Soundproofing. Would it be possible to improve the soundproofing between VR1 and the lounge area? Most of the candidates stay quiet during the presentation, but the ones who scream or sob can be plainly heard by candidates waiting their turn in the lounge. Just a thought. More lounge staff. For the 5th time, please restock the lounge's selection of herbal teas. If I have to listen to one more egghead throw a tantrum because we're out of the organic cucumber mint or blackberry sage varietals, I'm going to lose it. Please respond. And this time, no tempest in a teapot or steep demand jokes, okay? So it's herbal teas instead of, well, Fiji water. I guess it is more of a thing to get.
Proceed into viewing room 1 for an important message regarding the purpose of your visit.
Guess it would be more of a thing. I also heard that like tea's a good alternative to soda. Not like a good isn't like health wise.
What was this place?
A holographic theater.
ZD-01 data intact. Initiating playback.
Oh, my headpiece.
Welcome to Project Zero Dawn. I am General Harris, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff of the United States of America. I'm sure you've heard the rumors that Zero Dawn is a top-secret super-weapons program, the technological miracle that will save us from the Pharaoh Plague, if Operation Enduring Victory can hold off the robots long enough. The reason I'm sure you've heard the rumors is that I'm the one who spread them. and they are all lies. Zero Dawn is not a superweapons program, and it will not save us. Nothing will save us. And here's why. By the time the glitch was noticed, it was already too late. Nothing could stop the Pharaoh Plague. Nothing can. Its robots will continue to replicate and devour the biosphere. Life on Earth will be destroyed. Our planet reduced to a barren sphere. Global extinction is inevitable. No matter how many we kill, the robots just keep exponentially making more. If we had their deactivation codes, we could shut them all down. The entire swarm. But since their cryptographic protocols use polyphasic entangled waveforms, cracking a code set would take half a century. At best, we've got 16 months. Not exactly what you'd call a survival option. The destruction of a biosphere is not the sort of apocalypse you can wait out in a fallout shelter or a space station. There will be no Earth left to reclaim. Just a lifeless, toxic rock with several million Pharaoh robots on it, hibernating, waiting for something to eat. This is the horrible truth behind the lies of Operation Enduring Victory. My lies. Lies designed to inspire millions of innocents to sacrifice themselves in battle. Why? One reason. To buy time for you and the work you will do here. Zero Day, the day that life on Earth ceases to exist, is coming fast. It cannot be stopped. The hope of Zero Dawn is that something new might come after. But I will leave it to Elizabeth Sobek to shine that thin ray of light into the darkness. Harris, out.
That doesn't make sense. Life on Earth didn't cease to exist.
He said it could not be stopped.
But it was. Somehow Elizabeth saved us. I've got to keep looking. Find out how she did it.
Weird how that cutscene just kind of got rid of the gear I was wearing, but I mean, like, it looked like an in-engine cutscene. Just got rid of.
Kestrels. They got in through the vents.
Let nothing stop you from learning the truth.
Spread out! If it moves, kill it!
What is this place?
It's a mouse. Are you kidding me?
You don't let me die.
Okay.
Too close to let tribal primitives stop us now. The data points, what did they contain?
Well, give me a second.
Is accurate, yes.
So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. So these mechanical monstrosities, they don't just kill people. They feed off them?
Not just people. All organic matter.
Every living thing dissolved into nutrients. Millennia of evolution liquefied. The miracle of life reduced to bloody biofuel.
In a word, yes.
Who did this? Pharaoh? That arsehole. Is he here?
No, Doctor.
Please, tell him Tom Pake wants a word. Now, get off! Get off! Doctor, please!
wonder if he was one of the Polish. Or is Polish. Man, I fucked up that joke so bad.
Whew. So Mama, she was right.
Pardon?
My mother, she took her Bible real serious. Not just Texas Bible serious, Pentecostal serious. Favorite chapter? Revelations. Now, I didn't always understand her on account of all that speaking in tongues and such, but when she did use her words, there was always end times this and lake of fire that on account of sinful lifestyles. Speaking of which, mind if I smoke?
A tobacco cigarette.
Sorry, darling. My taste run classic. Compliments to your team tracked me down. Been a price on my head 18 months now. Sterling Malkeet was me, don't mind admitting. Been plenty of snakesters chasing the bounty too. But I kept the zigging to their zag. How'd you finger me?
I believe Dr. Sobek listed you as an alpha candidate. Priority snatch and grab.
Always suspected she had a little thing for me. Hey, I don't suppose you got real coffee in this place. You know, blood coffee? Conflict cappuccinos?
Mr. Tate, I'm clearing you to proceed. Just go. You previously worked for Faro Automated Systems.
On the Chariot Line self-replication routines? I came here thinking this was a rendition. When your people took me, I thought, about time. I've been trying to swallow the guilt every day since...
Would you like to take a moment?
No, I really hoped Zero Dawn was a way to undo it all. My work. And I'm sorry to say I was ever proud of it, but Ted could really sell a concept, and in the labs, in the light of creation, that first test run, when you saw they understood their own structures, could rebuild themselves from memory and light, there were no limits. God, there were no limits.
Yep, definitely the dangers of technology. Also, for that middle guy, I couldn't think of any sort of smart retort because, well, there's really nothing else to say. He was quite the man they brought in. What's up here, though? Aha.
This'll come in handy.
More audio log.
I think there is some mistake. I don't understand why I was brought here. Why would you show me these things?
I know that there's already a lot to take in.
In the waiting area, I was seated with a Nobel laureate in biophysics and a monk, I think. He spoke neither English nor Mandarin. It is very strange. And General Harris? What was he talking about? The robot swarm, the Pharaoh plague? I understand it is terrible, but it really cannot be stopped? Why tell us this? There are people in Shanghai, my friends, my family. They have joined Operation Enduring Victory already. It is for nothing? We will all die?
We're going to be able to answer some of these questions.
I just want to know why I am here. It doesn't make sense to me.
You were brought here because of your skill set.
No, that can't be right. I am an art historian. I know Dutch masters, Japanese calligraphy, Gerhard Richter. What does that matter now?
With Suzanne Alpert, environmental scientist. Doctor?
I'm sorry, I wasn't,
Just stating your name. What were you thinking about, Doctor?
Nothing the General said, not really. I was on the Syzygy East Response Team in 2051, just after the second earthquake compromised the reactor. I still dream about it, after all these years. The red zone spreading on the imaging, slowly, so slowly, like a hand opening its fingers.
Your involvement in that event is why you were asked for by name.
Really? That's interesting. Because nothing worked. Nothing could grow there again. It was a catastrophic failure. But the red zone is a blip compared to global-scale biomass reduction. The biosphere and hydrosphere will collapse, render the Earth uninhabitable long before the robots finish us. Enduring victory can't buy time against that. So, you'd better show me what Zero Dawn really is.
Counselor guidelines. Captain Ocleo.
I'm sure you now understand the urgency of why we brought you here, Ms. Okilo.
Captain Okilo, are you trying to thank me for not resisting?
I believe we couldn't negotiate a diplomatic solution.
When it came to my country's lithium, it was always a swarm that would be sent to negotiate. Metallurgic International, U.S. Robot Command. The markings changed, but the robots were the same.
You have had considerable experience in human-robot conflict.
Yes, and I've got the prosthetic limbs to show it. Yet I continue to face this horror, even though the challenge was great. Cyber warfare. I thought Zero Dawn would be a Manhattan project to generate the deactivation codes. With the resources I had, I estimated code breaking to be a hopeless endeavor. I was almost looking forward to being proved wrong.
Unfortunately, your estimation was correct.
As your General Hera said. So then, you did not bring me here to commiserate. What is left?
Look, let's cut the mystery. You're building a colony ship. It's obvious. And it's not gonna fly. I mean, literally. Remember the Odyssey? That multinational heap of space junk that's been in graveyard orbit since '57? That went nowhere real slow. And you have to get somewhere real fast. Do you have any idea the immensity of the challenge to prep a new colony ship in time?
To be clear, I'm not a worker on the project.
Do you even understand how few people it could save? The whole generation ship concept is not gonna happen. It's the first thing you'd abandon in favor of embryonics. For that kind of storage, we're talking a lot of bulk, a lot of power, a lot of resources. So even if you do it, even if you build it and point it at Sirius X, there's no room for people on that thing, all right?
If you could try to remain calm.
You people are crazy if you think you're getting off this rock. No one's getting off.
Medical.
I should probably check this notebook. Yeah, quite the characters we have here. Seems to be from all walks of life, too. Let's take a look at the guidelines. For debriefing after presentation 1, candidates must be allowed to ask questions and be given the necessary time to fully absorb the information they have received. It is important to be aware that candidates have just been exposed to triggers for severe mental and emotional trauma. Do not assume silence or outward calmness indicates acceptance. It is essential to stress that all our other options for combating the feral plague and preserving the continuation of human life have been considered and found unworkable. Communicate this fact calmly but clearly and firmly. Familiarize yourself with data on the catastrophic environmental impact of nuclear engagements versus the swarm, Addendum B1, and unfeasibility of maintaining life in orbital, lunar, or undersea structures, Addenda C1, C2, C3, so that you can counter candidates' objection in depth. If a candidate asks for time alone to review supplementary information, allow this without hesitation. Be sure to inform security personnel so that the candidate can be monitored for attempts at self-harm. Candidates should only be cleared to proceed to presentation 2 if you believe their mental state is sufficiently stable. Note that real-time support will be available via your focus. Security and medical crisis teams are blah, blah, blah. So, As for what Zero Dawn is, and especially thinking about how Aloy, like in the first cutscenes, was apparently like 95% similar to Elizabeth, I kind of got the feeling that Zero Dawn, or at least Aloy, is like some sort of clone of Elizabeth. I feel like that's kind of obvious given how we can make robots to rebuild themselves out of nothing, so it seems totally possible to do it with humans as well. And seeing how all these candidates are from different walks of life, Zero Dawn might be a way of preserving these kinds of people through maybe cloning or some other futuristic way, just so the diversity of the human race can still live on even if that current generation of people goes away.
CD02 data intact. Initiating playback.
And my costume's gonna get.
You've heard the bad news, and it's all true. The Pharaoh Plague is devouring the biosphere. Life itself will cease to exist.
Sorry.
But does that have to be the end? What if we could give life a future? What if we could build a kind of seed from which, on a dead planet, life could blossom anew? This is the aim, the hope, of Project Zero Dawn. To create a super-intelligent, fully automated terraforming system and bring life back from lifelessness. What would such a system require? At its core, it would need a true AI, fully capable of making the trillions of decisions necessary to reconstitute the biosphere. An immortal guardian, devoted to the reflourishing of life. We call it Gaia. Mother Nature as an AI. But that's just the core of the system. She will need to be surrounded and empowered by a comprehensive suite of subordinate functions. Think of them as extensions of Gaia's mind, each dedicated to a specific purpose. Now, these aren't AIs, but make no mistake, each presents an engineering challenge more profound than anything the human species has ever before attempted. Hardware that preserves and then gestates the billions of seeds and embryos from which life will be reborn. The construction of underground facilities to hold it all. And that's just the start. We don't have to build the entire system. The beauty of a fully automated terraforming system is that it can build itself. Now, over the days to come, you'll learn how all these functions, all these pieces that you'll be working on, fit together. How we'll race the clock to execute our harvest initiatives, write the software, build the tech and the facilities. How we'll lock it down and seal it up before the inevitable occurs. But even more important, you'll know how it doesn't end here. How Gaia will generate those deactivation codes General Harris talked about, and build the transmission arrays to broadcast them, shutting down the Pharaoh robots for good. How Gaia will not just build, but imagine any conceivable robot it needs to do its work across centuries. From detoxifying the Earth's ravaged atmosphere and poisoned seas, to the regreening of the Earth from cryopreserved seed stalks, to rewilding the Earth with animal life. And then, when all that is done, how a new generation of human beings, spawned at cradle facilities around the globe, will partake of Apollo, the vast archive of human knowledge and cultural achievement from which they will learn of us, our world. And most important, how not to repeat our mistakes. It's not an impossible dream. It is within our grasp if we work tirelessly and stop at nothing to achieve it. We can't stop life from ending. But if you will help me, help Gaia, we can give it a future. Join me and help make that future real. Earth destroyed, but then remade?
Yes. By a machine. A machine of creation.
Elizabeth did this. For life. For us. But why Hades then? If it was part of Gaia, how did it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh robot? And why does it want to kill me? And Apollo, the Archive of Knowledge, what happened to that?
I'm as confused as you are. Maybe the answers lie ahead.
So looks like Pharaoh wasn't responsible for making the peaceful robots. Of course, Elizabeth's idea, of course. Unfortunately, grazers are too fun to shoot with a fire arrow, though. Yay. More reading.
Of course I'll do it. To be given the opportunity to rebuild what the damage that I don't feel worthy of it, but I will do it, absolutely.
I want to stress that this was never about your culpability.
It is to me. Dr. Sobek, Margot, they were smart to get out of Pharaoh when they did, but not one of us took it as a warning sign. It just told ourselves that we're cut out for the BTRI cabals. That's the better than rapid innovation. Better at competing, better than the next guy, a better killing machine. Isn't it just amazing how a century and a half of science fiction did nothing to swerve our species from the path of doom? I mean, I'm done with that life. I mean, I will work hard, twice as hard to earn this, for my family to have a place in Elysium. I never thought that there could be, atonement.
Brad does really hit hard with the science fiction thing. Like, the whole point of the cyberpunk genre is, like, what we shouldn't do. And yet somehow companies are doing cyberpunk things.
If you're still nauseous.
No, the inhibitors have kicked in. I can't feel the back of my tongue. I wish I could tell you I'd believe in this. But the damage is too great, too extensive, too complete. With all respect to Dr. Sobek's work at Miriam, no. No, life doesn't always find a way to keep going. Sometimes it never comes back. Like Syzygy East. Like the Congo. Like Timo. Like us. That's our reward? A buried city full of terminal patients waiting out the clock?
You'd grow old together, with your loved ones, in safety.
I don't have loved ones. I suppose I could start a family?
I'm afraid not. All inhabitants of Elysium will be medically sterilized. A habitat capable of sustaining a starting base of 2,000 individuals for up to 100 years is a huge challenge, Dr. Alpert. If the population grows instead of diminishes, everyone will be dead inside 30 years.
I knew it. I just couldn't bring myself to say the words.
I'm sorry?
Finish it. Medical euthanasia. I want no part of this. I just want it over.
I see. Protocols require a 48-hour waiting period, after which...
It just cuts off.
Is he to make sure I behave this time?
Security. For your protection. Would you like to discuss how you're feeling?
Sure. I'll tell you. Surprised. No, flabbergasted. Like my own man would say, flabbergasted. That vein pumping in his forehead. I thought you people were just completely underprepared for a spaceflight project. But now I can see it's worse. Much worse. Sobek is a total fantasist, a dangerous fantasist. This kind of blue skying, it's... Jesus. I'm sorry we wasted each other's time. I'm ready to leave now.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything you're talking about here isn't possible.
I recommend you read the documents regarding your options.
I've seen enough. I'm getting out of here. What did you... You know... Get your hands off me!
Alert. Medical wing inaccessible.
Looks like people who made it to the second stage had no choice. Also, these are the capsule beds. Just noticed that. Ooh. Ah. Stranded shackles. Another one of these. Sort of light. It's not what the inside of one of those looks like. It's too big. Or maybe they go in here. Maybe they go in here, freeze, and then stuff into one of those? That's my deduction. Then again, this is like what, 2070 technology? So it's probably much more futuristic, scientific, intuitive than what I'm thinking. Oh yeah, there's reading material. How could I forget? Our counselor guidelines. After presentation 2. It is vitally important that candidates choose to participate in Project Zero Dawn voluntarily and knowingly, without additional coercion and without valued judgment on part of the counselor. Confirm for candidates that they were selected due to their skill in sets and accomplishments. Emphasize that their dedicated participation in Zero Dawn will increase the project's chance of success. Frame participation in Zero Dawn as an opportunity to respond actively in the face of an overwhelming threat. Candidates may question the fairness of their selection, validate subjections to normal, even admirable responses, emphasizes the value of candidates' expertise to the future, not just to humanity but terrestrial life as a whole. Likewise, candidates may balk at the mortality of the extending the lifespans and those of the loved ones beyond 0 day. Validate their hesitation, acknowledge that while the reward of Elysium is not fair, it will be earned. If possible, redirect their ethical misgivings towards greater commitment to the project. When candidates challenge the plausibility of Project Zero Dawn, permit them to review Dr. Sobek's presentation as many times as they wish and allow access to supplemental articles G01 through P20. Oh, G1 through P20. Allow them to suspend the interview to fully process this documentation. When I saw Go 1, all I could think of was Goichi, the Dragon Ball Fighters, well, just like fighting game, like one of the grades, Goichi. Thanks for the fighters matches, they're dope. A significant minority of candidates will elect for medical euthanasia. That is one of those words that is not pronounced the way it looks. I hate English so much. It is important to receive this decision kindly and without judgment. Advise them of the 48-hour waiting period during which counselors will be available to discuss their decision. Emphasize that euthanasia will not occur without repeated consent with the procedure is scheduled to take place. No one will be euthanized against her or his will. Candidates who elect indefinite detention must be informed that they have 40 hours to reverse the decision, after which the decision... Blah, blah, blah. Make your selection. You are now in possession of information regarding the true nature and purpose of Project Zero Dawn, classified far above top secret. As such, we regret that you cannot be allowed to leave this facility. There are 3 options available to you at this point. Please consider each carefully. Trained counselors are standing by to assist you in making your choice. 1. Participation. Oh. You will be assigned to a sub-project team based on your area of expertise. You should be aware that the way forward will be difficult and the project's outcome is uncertain. You'll be expected to work a minimum of 80 hours per week, and your communications with your family members will be strictly limited and monitored in real time. Upon successful completion of the project, you and your immediate family, or 2 persons of your choosing, will be transferred to the Elysium sealed habitat to live out the remainder of your natural lives. 2. Indefinite detention. Nope. Should you choose to decline the participation in Project Zero Dawn, you will be confined indefinitely. You will be given 48 hours to reconsider, after which your decision to refuse participation will be considered irrevocable. Every reasonable effort will be made to make your term of confinement as comfortable as possible, but you will not be permitted to contact from the outside world, and death within 18 months due to the feral plague is inevitable. When the Zero Dawn facility is abandoned, detainees who wish not to opt for the medical euthanasia will be released. Medical euthanasia. The information you have just received understandably calls into question the purpose of continuing to live. If you would prefer to end your life at this point pain-free, medical euthanasia is available. A 48-hour waiting period is required, during which time you may instead opt for participation or confinement. Please notify a counselor when you are ready to make your choice, or if you have further questions.
Intruder! Get her!
Fuck.
Whatever you do, don't die now.
I know. Kind of hate these guys. There we go.
Stay on them!
Is there another route?
I've done this before. Just be my phone.
Become one with the walls of Zero Dawn, asshole. You are now part of history.
This'll do.
Get out of the way.
I hashed it out with them, what the point of Artemis was. I made it clear I wasn't on board for a global zoo. We haven't exactly proved ourselves to be great custodians in the past few thousand years. So the idea of a reconstituted biosphere, well, it's horrifying, isn't it? A complete horror show. We have no right to take a best guess at this stuff. But the alternative? Nothingness. For there to have been all this, and then nothing. And with Charles Ronson running the show, I respect him. He's got a passion to him. He's hot-blooded. So I said I'll do it. I'll put my all into this, literally. And the project is done, I'll take the medical option, thank you. Counselor said I might change my mind. I told him that he didn't know me very well then. For life's sake, I'll do the dirty work. But I want no part of this pathetic, attenuated future on offer. I'm an outdoors man. Never did like the feel of solid-state lighting on my skin. And a wee bit of a claustrophobe, anyway.
Zero Dawn. It is art, in a way. An expression on the grandest scale. But there is so much unfairness. Why was I chosen? Was it decided by committee? By algorithm? My family will be saved because I happen to graduate in art history? Is this right?
Dr. Sauvé? Christina Sauvé?
Yes. I met a man, another historian. His fields are Bauhaus and the New Materialists. But he once attended one of my talks. Another unfair chance. Of all the many people in that auditorium, that we should both be here now? And yet, I feel more accepting of my fate. No, it is not fair, not at all. But for the sake of my family, for the sake of art. Art is alive. It must be able to speak from beyond history and echo in the future, not perish into oblivion. This opportunity, I must do this.
Well, I'm sorry your work never made it.
Now, those lame FBI black hats at Mockingbird back in the day, I enjoyed schooling them. But maybe I went in too hard on this poor counselor. She was cute, and just going down a checklist after all. Couldn't expect her to see how ridiculous Zero D's ambitions are. God's own budget thrown at a kid playing with a hologram sculptor? Palms up, honey. I'm just calling it like it is. Hey, look, Mom, I'm making nature. Now, if nature is so important, why not let nature take its course? Extinction? That's natural. Zero Dawn? No, ma'am, that ain't. Heck, it's so unnatural it'd be called an abomination back home, and you know it. That's why you're hiding it. Meanwhile, my little honey of a counselor, she's munching the inside of her cheek. Bad habit. She chewed one of her nails, too, just one. Not your day, was it, little sweet pea? Saw her quota slipping away. Said, I assume you intend to decline the assignment, Mr. Tate. You kidding me? 18 months hard labor in exchange for 30 years lounging around Elysium watching porn? Sign me up.
I never really paid attention to this guy's, I guess, like, profession. Oh, data security consultant. So a hacker. Alright. Pretty sure that means hacker. Data security. And he just talks sketch the whole time.
Here we go. Another one of these. Need to find the right configuration.
Oh, there we go. Oh. Yeah, that's 5. Down and right.
Done. I should check the door nearby.
Hey, I'm done with Brett's incompetence, okay? Somehow, he managed to install an H-emitter node backwards. Everything's in reverse.
I don't get paid to clean up Brett's messes. If you want it fixed, send him up to storage for a new emitter, not me. Parker out.
There's a part missing. Maybe there's a storage area nearby.
Yeah, storage. Gotta get up there. Oh, here we go. No? Hmm. Yeah, it's probably a way up from here. Yep.
Found one. Looks intact.
What's in this thing, though? Oh.
That should do the trick. Now let's get that door open.
Left, down, right. I mean, that is the code. Oh. So it's opposite? Well, it's not giving me a code on that again. So let's try opposite. Since it's upside, since the Pharaoh's upside down. Hmm. Settings transposed.
That did it.
There we go.
Door should have power.
Now to see what lies beyond it.
They somehow made the little sundial puzzle harder by putting it upside down. Who would have thunk?
Eclipse. They're here.
Avoid contact.
Lines look good.
Gaia. It's up there. Second floor.
Can you reach it?
So much for avoiding contact.
They're behind a wall. Why?
Get her! You're finished.
Here we are!
Alert. Area inaccessible. Elevators.
That's the last of them.
Alert. HVAC structural failure.
Or not.
The girl!
Room's clear. For a moment, anyway.
Then get moving. You have to find Gaia.
Can you, like, care about me for 1 second? I'm just saying, Silence, our relationship would be going a lot smoother if you just stopped caring about data. That's all I'm saying. More data points. More reading.
Hello, I'm Margot Shen, and this is Hephaestus. As the name might tip you off, this is going to be the subordinate function that Gaia will use to make lots and lots of robots. Her personal forge. Except, it's not that simple. So you probably noticed that only about a third of you are robotics engineers. The rest, experts in machine cognition, virtual heuristics, that stuff. Well, that's because we aren't going to be the ones designing and building robots. The last thing we want is to burden Gaia with a bunch of outmoded 21st century designs. Waste of time. Our purpose is to empower Gaia to build the robots, and not just build, imagine, from scratch. Any robot she needs for any conceivable purpose, designed and fabricated at a snap of a finger. Hers. Her finger. So, Hephaestus isn't really the forge. It's more like the knowledge of craft and ingenuity of a mastersmith to wield the hammer. Encoded as software. Virtual creativity made real.
Gaia's already learning. In simulation, she's doing some very creative things with fractal assembly and animal morphologies. Her designs aren't about to win the Liam Prize anytime soon, but hey, everyone has to start somewhere. So, yes, time to get started. Let's do this.
I don't get it.
Which part? It's a little technical in places.
If Gaia was designed to save life, why would the robots it makes attack people?
Perhaps it loves some forms of life more than others.
The derangement. The machines weren't always so angry.
True. Mostly they were docile until 10, 15 years ago.
For years, Hephaestus has been forcing cauldrons to make aggressive machines. I've seen it myself, in the cauldrons. Stalkers, Ravagers, the Thunderjaw. How could it do that? And why?
Why indeed?
Wonder if I got that. Wonder if I'd get that down if it didn't do the cauldrons. Interesting. Anyway, more reading. Diversifying content. From Margot Shen to Elizabeth Sobeck, simulation results. Wow, you weren't kidding about Gaia's predilection for animal morphologies. Oh, this is going to be rough. Sure, not totally unexpected given the rough natural terrain her bots will have to navigate, but I agree that there's something deeper going on here. Her designs aren't just functional, they feel almost like, well, tributes is the word that comes to mind. As though she's already mourning their loss. And not just for the disappearing fauna over time, but creatures from the fossil record too. References to megafauna in some of her designs. So cool. Well, whatever Gaia thinks up, Hephaestus will empower her to build it. I just wish we could still be around a century or two to see what she makes. Margot. More mail. Oh, from Elizabeth. Margot, if I doubted your brilliance in the slightest, I wouldn't have picked you as the Hephaestus Alpha. You need to stop worrying about your age and communication style. You are who you are. Have confidence in yourself. You know what you're doing. Case in point, the latest draft of your plan for the construction and stocking of bootstrap silos to store raw materials is excellent. This, combined with your design for the AM Foundry core and the Foundry site selection plan, add up to a comprehensive plan. It's time to start construction. One detail. Consult with Iomid Oculo. They said his name like a bit ago, and I already forgot it. Consult with Oculo before you finalize the silo inventories. Hephaestus' first task will be to fabricate the robots that will construct away from broadcast towers Minerva will use to transmit the deactivation codes. So any exotic materials need be for the tower should be accounted for in the inventory plan. That's another thing for Minerva. It looks like that spire back in Meridian. Also, I think the tall necks are most likely related to that spire as well. Just with their whole signal thing, maybe. More data points. And dead people.
I think this is it. Elizabeth Sobeck's office. But it's sealed off. There's got to be a way inside.
Keep looking.
More eclipse.
Careful now.
if I can shoot him from here. Nope. So much for that.
Welcome to Apollo, the collective memory of the human species and the wellspring of knowledge for future generations. I am Samina Ebaji. Until recently, I was director of the International Collective Memory Institute in New Tehran. As a heritage professional, I devoted my career to the preservation of human knowledge, creative endeavor, and cultural achievement. Apollo is, therefore, the ultimate embodiment of a lifelong passion, albeit under the very worst circumstances imaginable. The challenges before us are immense. Specifically, we will have to design and implement 4 major initiatives simultaneously. First, the construction of data repositories in cradle facilities around the world, ensuring redundancy. Second, the collection and processing of a projected 180 million discrete data entries. 42 zettabytes of data in Mandarin, English, Spanish, and Arabic. Third, the transferal and encoding of all that data onto DNA encapsulated in synthetic fossils. The only medium capacious and durable enough to safeguard it without degradation for the centuries to come. And last, but not least, the development of the holographic interface and gamified curricula, by which future humans will commune with Apollo, progressively unlocking heuristic learning modules, leveling up their knowledge and skills they will need to take control of the terraforming system. That is the future towards which all of our efforts will be directed. Not just the preservation of the past, but the seed for the flourishing of a new tree of knowledge. Welcome, and let us begin.
Too bad we can't see more in there. Encapsulated DNA. Apollo update. Alright. Oh, so this is Apollo. Well, let's I'm gonna do some light reading before I go killing. Encapsulated DNA. And the winner is Encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 days, I performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions. Magnetic, optical, quantum, even that eternity tech that FAS used was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allowed space, too power intense over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300 to 400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. There are still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, need to select the inert material in which we'll embed the molecules, already tested as 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate the power systems in sealed reliquaries that will keep the DNA at minus 18 degrees Celsius for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious? Bleh. That we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction is not just ironic, but heroic. Life as the hero, beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time, peace be with you, Samina. Birds. Apollo update. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of a copy of the Homer archive from Far Zenith has made itself known, and as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, culture data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up, a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages, I suppose. The tragic loss of Papua New Guinea doomed that goal from the outset. Well, with the tender curricula development about to begin. Speaking of heuristic curricula, they are performing well in testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Aspasia Personae. Personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate. I wish half my professors had been this entertaining. Peace be with you, Samina. All these scientists using words I don't understand.
All of this lost. The ancients' greatest gift
The
to
girl
us.
is bold, I'll give her that.
Greatest?
Striking at the heart of Sunfall.
How about the fact we exist at all?
To abide in ignorance is a curse, Aloy. You of all people should know that.
Don't know why it won't let me stealth kill him. You can try to stealth this out, or at least most of it. That would be kind of cool. And this guy stops. And that guy's gonna come near the ladder and stop, presumably. Maybe. Come back. I need you.
She went that way.
What's that guy looking at? There's no dead bodies over there. You're having a bad dream. It's just the wind.
That's right. No one here.
They died of knowing too much. Where's this guy gonna go, though? Yeah, he's coming back around.
Here!
Oh, it's audio. I'll listen to that when everyone's fucking dead. What's this guy's path? Alright.
Anyone take a look at this corpse?
Still sniffing around.
Looks like you're the last one left, buddy.
That's the last of them. Alone once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders.
That went pretty clean.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
Well, as a general, you gotta make some pretty tough choices. And this is probably one of the toughest ever.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do, which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal. So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And How does it end up in the wreckage of a Pharaoh Titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
No, I don't want to say Travis was the wrong guy for the job for Hades. But I will say he definitely had the mindset to do it. Well, at least we learned about it. We're not in the Hades room, though. We're in some sort of space. Either way, more reading material. Noise complaints. Color me confounded, Lizzie Bashcore? Anyone who says the old TT codes to a Bashcore is straight up lying, and you know it. Old Trav don't have no truck with commercialized razzle-dazz. Nuh-uh. Heck, I'd rather guzzle a liter of Citerum? Oh, run off and listen to the Gray Swarm for 30 seconds. Hand to God and swear on my mama's grave, and she was religious. Man, I thought with the way this guy talked, I wouldn't have trouble pronouncing words, because that's wrong. Nah, that ain't Bashcore blasting the Hades lab, shaking the walls, rattling folks' teeth. It's death metal, girl. Classical music, 80s and 90s mostly. Got me some Dutch deathcore, some Japanese gore grind, some Swedish cannibal themed stuff too. Stop by if you want to listen, or heck, just come within 50 meters of the lab. Ain't no Bashcore you'll see, or hear, rather, in the screech that reads the air, and feel in the throbbing pulse of the floor and walls and ceiling shallowing up on you like Jonah trapped in the gold of gothic deathfish. Hallelujah. Kind of realized it started sounding like him without thinking about it. Ask for those requests to turn it down? No can do, Lizzie. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal, might as well give up my stimulants, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we were supposed to be coding Hades down here. Am I really supposed to code an Extinction Protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool. Trav. Excellent. Tahir, just pop 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks suit. Oh my god. Okay, start over. Tahir, just pop 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks solution to Guy's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard. And it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, pried her figurative fingers out the figurative driving wheels so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business. So we had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft. And Gaia only pretend to relinquish to control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming system and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky. I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are pretty strong. Guess it's time for me to sleep bed. I'll back to it tomorrow, alligators. Oh, this is... Alright, his last name's Tate. I'm not rereading it. Mr. T, this mail concerns Apollo Archive submission, that number. Your 666 submission in just 5 days. Oh, and what a doozy. Despite summer warnings re inappropriate materials, you chose to submit 265 holographic remasters of acknowledged classes of extreme exploitation cinema. Allow me then to thank you on 2 counts. 1, for giving me the pleasure of rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to the dust heap of oblivion. It truly warms my heart to know that I have saved a future from humanity from the ordeal of experiencing not just one, but all 16 installments of Making a Millipede. Don't worry, the past loading material has already been preserved. Extreme, perhaps, but art. For clarifying, a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself, the definition of obscenity you have freed me from the subjective quagmire embodied Judge Potter's famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions, sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing future submissions on, I don't know, your signed work. We have a world to save after all. Or the rest of us do anyway. Dr. Samina Abaji.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Not a dull moment in here. So did they get all this done in 16 months? Oh, new hologram.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the Alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Huh. This gun's still there. The power of the focus. Rail sealed. Alright. More reading. I already forgot how it's pronounced. Eleuthia? Eleuthia? Eleuthia has successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across Xinjiang? Yeah, Xinjiang. I believe that's Xinjiang. Across the Xinjiang province could detect it. Ping back from crucial system is goods for our maiden voyage a success. Regards my disputes with the base over zygote selection of course. I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans. But we can all agree that there is margin for refinement in future cradle populations. Dunk. In addition to personally overseeing completion of the Ueatha O2 site inside Mount Namuli, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. PBK. Cradle Servitor Personae. Development of the artificial personae for Cradle Servitors, Nurturer Disciplinary Healer, continues at a good pace. We are targeting Turing 0.4 of these constructs. This shall allow low-grade empathy and limited improvisation without undermining adherence to codified behavior sets. The stimulus-driven switching of personae, however, is proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated, especially concerning our entrenched feedback loops between the disciplinary and the healer personae. I have also attached reports from an incident where a servitor running the mother personae intervened on a disciplinary servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will, amusing on first glance, perhaps, but deeply concerning. I have attached a comprehensive plan for correcting these interactive protocol shortcomings in FZ chambers. The ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I spent the last 36 hours examining them and poring over technical documentation. Their revelation, astonishing. I don't know what you had to give Far Zenith and Trey to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risk of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolve. Hormonal stability resolve. 12 other risk areas resolve. Before I examine these chambers, I consider the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours and get back to it. Expect a fabrication plan within 48 hours. PBK. Well, obviously, the artificial womb thing worked.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted Alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
Oh yeah, that's a child. That's what the symbol is. See those symbols? I have no idea.
Full already.
Well, I guess now knowing what Hades actually does, it does make sense why it wasn't in the presentation, or why Elizabeth didn't talk about it in the presentation. Because people doing it would be like, well, what the hell? You're making something to destroy the thing you're trying to save again. A lot of people would have been turned off by that idea. Except for Travis, of course, because he kind of doesn't care.
Pure logic won't cut it, Ted. To pull this off, Gaia's going to need to have some skin in the game. It has to care.
What if it runs amok? Have we learned nothing from our mistakes?
Your mistakes, I think you mean?
All I'm saying is, give it a kill switch.
She was just born, Ted. I'm not gonna put a gun to her head while she's still in the cradle.
You talk like it's a child. What if it becomes a monster?
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
Of course, Gaia, go on.
I'm sorry to contradict you, but Mr. Farrow's argument is sound. At this point, the development of my psyche is not entirely predictable. To ensure preservation of life, a hardwired override is, I believe, a necessary safeguard.
There. Satisfied, Ted?
Jeez, Liz, just do what it says.
This is definitely Elizabeth's office.
Would benefit from antilopine morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
It's beginning to feel good, AI. Good, Gaia.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
Just pry it open. Had a bit of Travis in that sentence. Ooh, it's blue.
Got too much already.
You would have a machine core in here. Odyssey has failed. Well, let's read these before Odyssey has failed. All alphas. No. Some terrible news, I'm afraid. Far's units have informed me that the Odyssey mission has failed. Last night, telemetry indicated catastrophic antimatter containment failure as the drive spun up to depart the solar system. The ship, its crew, its cargo of zygotes and seeds, its alphabet of Apollo, all were lost. Zero Dawn is now the only hope for the continuation of human species in earthly life. We must succeed, Elizabeth. Maybe they shouldn't have taken Apollo. From Charles Ronson for Artemis. It's coming along, Liz. I'm positive about it. If those words can still mean anything. Had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas suspended in what-ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We started mapping out primary succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them. So they can return the world to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many too lates. We've lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. The samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. But thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again. But not now. Not like this. Not on our watch. Still got some hopefuls.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside Allmother. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child. My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. It grew when High Priest Bahavas went missing, and when the true Sun King Itamen was snatched away. It not only grew, but multiplied. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
Is that the autosave? Okay. So this is probably a bad time. It's already been 3 hours, and I think we got to a good point. So, maybe you can ponder on these decisions if you haven't played this game. But that'll be all from me tonight. Thank you all for watching. If you're watching this, if you watch this live or watching it later through the VOD, thank you a lot. If you want to keep up to date with me, with the channels, follow me on Twitch, subscribe to me on YouTube, or follow me on Twitter where you'll know when I actually go live and see some, I don't know, whatever the hell I feel like posting. And be safe and be excellent to each other, everybody.